Hey, this is Steve Bloom, and you are listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Do you start your day deciding which video game you're gonna play? You fight with your family over which is better, Marvel or DC. The geek of all of your friends, cause you know what Batman beats Superman. This is the right place to be, so turn up the volume cause you're an altered geek. Altered geek. Get altered. Geeky. Altered geek. From Star Wars to Star Trek, comics to tech. Altered geek. Get altered. Geeky. Altered geek. Pull up a chair cause you're an altered geek.
Hello and welcome to Altered Geek. I am back. This is Steve Megatron, and in this episode I am joined by TFG1 Mike.
Yes, hello, I am here.
Yes, it's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know how long.
Primarily because I record them by myself anymore. But
Yeah.
just because, you know, time standards being what they are. And you've been on
You mean time zones being what they are. I live in the worst time zone ever now. Sucks.
Yes, you chose it though.
Well, it'll be easier when she and I eventually live out in Oregon, because at least that way I can podcast at 7 p.m. where it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast. But anyway.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, TFG1 Mike is getting married in December.
Yep.
And
it's nuts.
Yeah, there's going to be the get together of the GCRN as well, or part of it.
Oh, God. Yes, the Beast Unleashed comes to... I don't even know how to...
Oh, so you're going to have Michael Wilson too?
Yeah, well, you said you weren't sure, and I'm like, okay, and we hadn't gotten that other info in yet about the traveling, so I'm like, yeah, okay, hey Michael, in case Steve can't make it, you're the backup. What is it, the wreckers always say, wreckers don't call for backup, they call for cleanup.
Yeah,
so,
that's why you need Michael Wilson and myself?
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, yeah, lots happened. I've recorded as usual, another Future Imperfect, another All Things Transformers, and yet another GCRN Wars. We skipped ahead to the punchline this week instead of doing the semifinals, being that the poll automatically broke down individuals in the battle. Mm-hmm. So we're down to the 2 versus 2, and so we'll see if it's mutant powers or machines that win this battle. I'm hoping for machines, but that's just personal preference.
I'm pretty sure the mutant power is going to kick the machine's ass. They're going to disassemble the machines.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Because there is rage against the machine, but, you know.
Well, yeah, sleep now in the fire. Come on.
So, the fires of Phoenix and the rage of the machines?
Yeah, if it wasn't that purple-headed...
Yes.
If it wasn't that purple-headed dinosaur and Optimal Optimus would be in there, I would be like, It would be Guerrilla Radio.
So yeah, that's what's been going on as far as that is concerned, and yeah, we're gearing up for some awesome stuff for 2018 of GCRN, and kind of a little bit of a reformatting, transcending type of a new structure here. So you guys will get to hear that when that comes up.
Yes, make your way to oblivion.
Yes. So, as always, Alter Geek is brought to you by Gamefly. So, sign up today for a premium free 30-day trial for a one game out at a time, or you can also, they have the opportunity to get movies as well. So, as I've mentioned in some previous clips. So, be sure to check that out. They have a lot of the new Batman stuff for rental through that. So, it's gameflyoffer.com/alteredgeek. So yeah, Not sure if you pay attention to kind of geek history.
Kinda, sorta.
Okay. I subscribe to it. I actually enjoy it now. If you would have talked to me a year ago, I would have been like, ha ha ha, put me to sleep, please. Yeah. So I didn't get to do any last week, and I kind of did want to cover it, but didn't. Just because of time purposes, and I had other things on my soapbox, as well as alienating people on children's animation. So, in 1983, we got our first release of Microsoft Word for DOS.
Oh my god.
That was a long time ago, and it was they gave away a free copy of it with PC World magazine back in September of '83, and there was a mouse that came that you could use with it, and these were the 5 1/4 floppies, and they had 2. So, and it was the first time a floppy disk was included with a magazine, which later turned into CDs, and now it's just like, go to this link and download it. We not send you nothing.
Apparently not. No.
And then of course there's the October of 1983, the first CD player, which I really didn't know that they came out before the 90s if it weren't for the fact that I watched The Wedding Singer. And it's supposed to take place in the 80s, and they're like, yeah, I spent $800 on this CD player. Sony was the first one to come up with that, which is kind of fitting that they're the ones that came up with Blu-ray.
Of course.
So, they're like, did it first. Haha. They're also the first gaming system to have a CD, so I guess, they're just full of that.
Yeah, and plus CDs and all that stuff, they were around in the mid to late 80s as well, because I remember my mom and I had a giant stereo system with dual cassette, CD player, and all that stuff, So, I mean, they were around. They got popular, I would say, 89, 90, 91. That's when the whole craze really started.
And then the final, this day in tech history, 6 years and 1 day ago, Steve Jobs passed away.
Really? It's been 6 years since he died?
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because, I just watched the Apple event, I don't know, a week or so ago. I know I'm a little late in watching it, but, the September event, I just watched it, and the whole beginning of it is, a whole homage to him. Obviously, it would be, but it's one of those things where, wow, I can't believe it's been that long.
Well, you know what's actually funny about that? I think that his company would be doing a lot better if he was still alive and in charge of it.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not trying to knock, stupid
You're not
cancer
knocking
took
him,
away.
You're knocking the company.
I'm knocking the company. I'm not knocking the dude. The dude was, he was a legend in the tech industry. But my distaste for Apple aside, there's some of their stuff does have merit. I'm running a camera setup for live streaming for church services right now. And I ordered this camera. It was like a Canon handheld HD camera that's good with live streaming, can hook up HDMI. That was the key thing, was HDMI. And we bought this broadcaster box that hooks up to it through HDMI and through the sound, and plugs into the computer for streaming. And it only works with a lightning port, which is in an Apple. So we have to broadcast that way. And I can live stream with other methods on PC, but I can't do it with that particular camera or that setup with a PC. So they do serve their purpose occasionally. And a couple of weeks ago, Mike Powers and I talked about the new iPhone craze and lack thereof.
Yes.
With the boiling over of certain things. The funny thing is when we're doing these live streams, there's only one particular model year of the iMac that is compatible with everything we need it for.
Oh, wow.
And it's a 2011.
Of course.
Because one of the guys that's helping me with some of the tech on the booth he's got a 2011, so we've had to use his laptop until we can find an alternative for live streaming. So it's interesting. So I've been doing that. Which it's the first time I've done one of those at like church since 2002 to 2004, which is crazy. It was that long ago. But yeah, the technology's changed. There's a lot less of it compared to when I did it back then. But it's still the same process applies. I mean, we didn't have live streaming, but we still recorded it and put it up over the screens and stuff. So that's kind of what we're doing here, just across screens on the internet. So then I have fun editing later. So
editing,
which doesn't take that long actually. It's actually kind of a easy process. So do we want to get into some comments from the previous week before we get into some topical?
Sure. I've been completely out of the whole comments thing, so you'll just have to run that.
Oh, I'll definitely run it.
I know you will. I'm just saying, like, I don't think I've actually. I think I've only been posting the Pixels in the Animation episodes. I'm late on the pull bag. Like, I haven't been between August 8th and now. I think I've been on the site maybe 10 times. So
sacrilege.
Yeah, I know, right?
Evil.
I know.
Bad
right?
Blanchard. Yeah. So I've been working on stuff behind the scenes anyway. So I'm a crazy person. So, so first of all, I've been using this hashtag "What's Geeky to You," which originally the first hashtag I came up with spelled a word I wasn't comfortable with having in the hashtag, so I removed that and changed it.
What was the word? You got to tell us.
I can't remember what the entire wording was with the hashtag, but I do remember the word that was in the middle of it, and it was sex, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really comfortable with that being on my hashtag for my show, so I changed it to "What's Geeky to You." I can't even remember what the original one was, but yeah. So Scanner51 commented last week, says because he just went through a giant move to a new house, and he says, Don't look like much soon. This will be filled with DC, Bats, and Superman, Star Wars DVDs and figures and DC posters. And then he says that he was able to start finally unloading, setting stuff up, lots of stuff to do, and only a quarter of it up. And then he posted a quote-unquote finished product photo because he already wants to change it. He says DC one side, Star Wars on the other. And there's a bunch of posters, DVDs, a ton of Batman and Superman action figures. I can see like the Batman animated series, the Superman stuff, the Justice League, a lot of that stuff, and then there's a whole Star Wars shelving set up. So definitely looks awesome. I can tell where it's at in his garage because I see the steel beam for the garage door. But I would be curious to know if that was a wifey decision or if that was a Scanner decision. So
I'm gonna vote for the wife. You never not bet on the wife.
Well, yeah, my stuff's all in a bin, so it's not allowed to come out to play anymore. A lot of it isn't anyway. I still have my Enterprise A on my desk, which was a concession prize, because I play Star Trek Online, so it's not leaving my site. The Enterprise A wins all. I even fly the Enterprise A. So yeah, and then the other comment we have is from Tim Silvers saying that he liked the discussion with Mike Powers about the iPhone 8 and iPhone X, and then how he still uses the iPhone 6 and doesn't need the constant upgrades. Which is kind of the same boat as myself. I have a Galaxy S5, and I'm fine with it. Although, if I upgrade it, it'll be to the S7. Mostly because the S8 costs too much money, and I don't want to spend that. And my wife works a job where she has to use her phone. She works this job called Shipped, which is essentially people order their groceries online. She gets the request in this app during her hours of time working, shops at the Meijer stores, which is a local grocery chain between parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and a couple other random states. So she goes in there and she shops for these people and then delivers it to their house. Mm-hmm. Which a lot of stores are starting to do their own version of that, but Meijer has always been one of those places that likes to have contract workers come in from other companies and do things, because why pay someone there when they could pay someone outside to do it for a lot less and not actually employ them?
I think it should be the other way around. If the employees at the store are going to be doing all the work of doing the shopping or whatever else.
Oh, no. She has to go around the store and shop.
Oh, okay.
She physically has to go through the store, and she learned how to read all the shelving, and she has to collect it all, go shopping, and then run it through the register. And it's a kind of an interesting experience, and she's making pretty decent money at it.
That's good.
Despite the driving around and being gone majority of the day. Or evenings and parts of the weekend. So it just kind of it sucks to some regards because she's working, but at the same time, the extra income is helpful, especially with things breaking around the house, like doors that we're replacing because the old ones are having issues. So they're about to meet Captain Burn It in a Fire next summer. So yeah, that was the comments. So I think I'm going to take a quick break, come back after that with some TV and movie news. And we're back. So what has you the most excited out of TV at this point? Because I know you've been kind of off the grid for a little bit.
I've been off and on. Well, I was almost going to bring it up when you were talking about your S5 and all that, but we'll talk about that later at the end of the show, I guess. I'm very interested to see SEAL Team, which is on CBS. It stars
Is that the one with David Boreanaz?
Yep.
I figured you were going to flock to that one.
Of course. He's
you follow him wherever he goes.
Not really. I
Stalker.
kind of started watching Bones, but I haven't gotten fully into that show. But yeah, that's the one with David Boreanaz. I want to check that out. I have to say, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I don't really give a flying flick. Young Sheldon was not that bad.
I won't watch that.
It was actually fairly funny.
It looks so stupid to me. I'm so over the prequel stuff.
I understand that you're over it, but the next new episode isn't coming until November 2nd because of whatever other things, football, CBS, because it's moving to Thursdays after Big Bang. So just check the pilot out.
No.
The only please, come on, just give the pilot one shot. The only reason why I say this is because it's Jim Parsons doing the narration.
Oh, I know. It's like a How I Met Your Mother with Sheldon.
But it's better than that. I'm sorry. How I Met Your Mother is not a good show. I watched 5 episodes of the first season of that show, and I just could not get into it. But this is better because you get to understand why Sheldon now is the way he is.
Yeah, except it's not really it's like going back and doing a Han Solo movie. Why do I need a Han Solo movie when I already know who Han Solo is based on his presence in the present time? Like I don't need a prequel to tell me.
Yeah. What else? The Voice is back on season 13. So there's that. Let's see. This Is Us season 2 is back. Really good show. Anybody that wants an emotional roller coaster every Tuesday or Thursday or whatever it is on NBC, I've been watching that. I'm kind of looking forward to 9JKL just a little bit, but not much. I'm more so going back and watching older TV, considering Hulu just gave us a 90s explosion.
Yeah, that is quite interesting, actually.
Yep. So Hulu has picked up, I don't know for how long, but they now have a lot of the TGIF 90s shows.
So like Dinosaurs, Boy Meets World, Home Improvement.
Dinosaurs, Boy Meets World, Home Improvement.
What were some of the other ones you found earlier? That
Full House, Step by Step, Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Family Matters.
Family Matters, yep, that's on there too. Perfect Strangers, it started in the late... Perfect Strangers is kind of like Full House. It started in the late 80s and then went into the 90s, so Perfect Strangers is on there. But just this whole 90s explosion for Hulu, which I think is great. Specifically when it comes to Boy Meets World, because it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier for us to do that other podcast we've been trying to do for the last year and a half. So there's that.
It'll be nice to kind of go back and watch Family Matters and Boy Meets World on there. Although I own Boy Meets World and Full House, so there's not...
Yeah.
I'll be able to watch those here anyway.
Yeah.
But the Home Improvement thing's kind of nice too, because I wouldn't mind going back and watching part of that as well.
You know what else they have that I didn't see listed earlier?
What?
I mean, it was listed. I just didn't see it when I looked on the website. I'm looking on my phone, which I'll talk about my phone here in a minute. They have 5 seasons of Saved by the Bell.
Not surprising. I think that's all the seasons of Saved by the Bell.
Okay. Well,
I own that too.
I don't remember how long Saved by the Bell went, but yes. Yeah, but Boy Meets World, Family Matters, Full House. You know what's one thing I have not begun to watch yet because I'm just not... There's one quote-unquote superhero show that I just don't give a rip about anymore, and I still have yet to watch Gotham Season 4, Episode 1.
I have watched that. It's actually not that bad.
Okay.
I was about to drop the show, and then they managed to redeem themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I can see this working. Especially the sarcasm coming from Lucius Fox.
Yeah, Lucius is awesome.
Especially like, oh, you're going cliff diving, huh? Mm-hmm. Here, this armor should protect you, and it's also bulletproof. And then he just kind of leaves it like. So it's great. But yeah, one of the other interesting things, in addition to the whole Hulu news, is Netflix is raising their prices.
No!
Yes.
What are they raising it to now?
It says that the most popular plan is going to be $1 more expensive.
So what is the most popular?
It says they have 3 plans, so you get $7.99 for the stream in small definition on one screen. You just one screen. If you pay $9.99, you can stream it in high def on 2 devices at once, or $11.99, you get 4K streaming. So they're not changing the $7.99. And the $9.99 is going to be $10.99.
Oh.
And the $11.99 is going to be $13.99.
Oh, wow.
So,
damn it. When is this change taking effect?
End of the month.
You've got to be kidding me with this Netflix increase at the end of the month, really?
Yeah, they're... it says France is also getting an increase, too.
Who gives a flying fluke about France getting an increase on Netflix?
It says that October 19th, they're going to start telling customers in email, and they just announced it today.
Oh, wow.
Like, literally today. And they said that, they're more so hedging their bets because they've spent billions of dollars on TV shows and production, so
yeah,
they're just covering their butt. That's
okay.
Most of... So if you're on the bottom tier, nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah, I'm on the middle tier, so something is going to happen to me.
At least it's $1.
Yeah, I know it's only $1, but that kind of adds up. All right, so we're talking about Netflix raising their prices. Okay. Now, Hulu has 2 beta plans that I will not check out. I have the $11.99 no ads, no commercials Hulu. Enjoy unlimited access to the Hulu streaming library, including full seasons of exclusive series. Yeah. So I pay $12 a month for Hulu. Hulu also has a base limited commercial plan for $7.99, or they have free, which includes all kinds of commercials. The next beta plan, Hulu with live TV, $40 a month, and then Hulu no commercials with live TV is $43.99
a month.
Okay. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Ridiculous. That's almost like the ridiculous crap that Comcast came out with their Insta stream. I don't know if you saw my annoyance with this. Oh, nice. I still have it bookmarked. I don't think I even talked about it on the podcast.
Well, here you go. Talk about it.
Comcast is rolling out its new $18 per month TV package. Mm-hmm. Now, just follow me. This is their hope to bring cord nevers, or people that never subscribed or will never subscribe to pay TV.
Cord cutter, yeah.
Now, it says the stripped-down bundle of broadband delivers channels, which starts at $18 per month for the tier of local broadcast channels. Now, let me stress this. You're going to get Fox, CBS, NBC, CW, ABC, PBS, and then, a handful of other things that are local sprinkled in. You get those for free over the antenna right now anyway.
Yeah.
Additionally, you get, if you're paying for internet, like broadband internet, and they got you locked into the $40-something range and higher, you're getting cable anyway. Those same stations are already stuck in your cable package, regardless if you want them or not. So it's kind of a joke to me that they're even doing this, but they're trying to grab the model that everybody's got their own digital streaming service in a sense. And so they're doing this free 30-day trial to get new people during their beta time. And what it's essentially trying to do is give people a taste to get them to upgrade to their full Xfinity X1 service, which is insanely expensive. So then they've got it so you can get other packages. So, that's the one package. Mm-hmm. The other package you can add on as well it's another $30, which is the sports and news. So you get ESPN, CNN, Fox News. If you're not into keeping up with lies and things that don't actually cover sports, then just don't pay the $30. Then there's the $15 a month entertainment package, which includes A&E, AMC, Comedy Central, Discovery, Food Network, TBS, TNT, USA, and then $10 for the kids and family, which is Cartoon Network, Disney, MTV, Nickelodeon, TLC. I don't see how MTV is even in the kids and family. There's nothing kosher about that station.
No,
that should be in the entertainment, like straight up. And even Cartoon Network is questionable nowadays, and as is TLC.
Yeah.
And HBO or Stars are available, and they're $15 and $12 extra, respectively, for each. So, essentially, if you want to get all of it, you might as well just get the X1 package.
Yeah.
But
how much is the X1 package for?
Well, see, if you total all this up, you've got about. If you get all of these, they're about $77 here. And then if you add cable internet, you can get all of it kind of rolled in the same bundle anyway for $99. So they're purposely it's a numbers game they're trying to play, but I think that it's the most irrelevant thing in the world if you're not one of those people that's going to subscribe to all this crap. You can just get Hulu and pay the $10 a month, and you get predominantly most of this content anyway. And then if you're not really interested in any of it, you can just pay for broadband internet, go to their website, and stream it from there. Or if you've got a system like a Roku or some kind of a player that's got apps on it for these different TV stations, you can watch them on there and not even have to pay the service. You just watch the commercials. So essentially, it's they're playing a numbers game with you, and it's kind of a low blow that they're trying to screw with people, but. I got so fired up when I saw that. I'm like, they're selling lies. Like there's nothing cheap about it. I mean, you get the base $18 thing for free right now. It's over the air.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
So do we want to go to something a little bit more fun? Like I don't have much in this realm, but there's some interesting movie related content.
Sure.
Did you know that Paramount got the rights to Sonic the Hedgehog film?
Yes, I saw that. I shared it and tagged TV's Mr. Neil and kind of laughed at it.
And Deadpool's director is tied to this.
Oh my god.
Or at least he was at the time. I'm not entirely sure who's going to. I wonder if this is just going to be one of those things that just kind of falls away and dies again. Because Sony had it originally and it never came to fruition.
Yeah.
So they've got Tim Miller signed on and Fast and the Furious producer Neil H. Moritz at Paramount to do this. So if they're gonna do Speed, they got the Fast and the Furious guy. You know, it's gonna be super fast. So they can't give him nitrous though. They gotta give him chili dogs or power rings.
Please no.
Please
no
make it like
dogs.
the dark Sonic the Hedgehog series from the 90s, please.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna say this now. I know you're gonna get mad, but have you actually gone and listened to the episodes where Neil and I review the Sad AM series?
Are you talking about the USA one?
No. Well, whatever. The dark one you're talking about, Sad AM. Okay. Go to Pixels in the Animation episodes 80 to 94 of that podcast, okay? By episode 84, we're like, how the heck is this a dark cartoon? That cartoon has more comedy in it than anything else. Like, the only thing that's dark about Sad AM is the actual setting of where they are. Like, there's no dark humor. There's no, like... There's all these gags. Like I'm like, how is this a dark Sonic?
Well,
like,
it just looks darker. That's what I'm insinuating. I don't want the light and fluffy USA Network look. So that's essentially what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Give me Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Okay, yeah, but usually when everyone says dark Sonic, they mean it's supposed to be a dark and serious and ongoing.
No, I just meant dark animation.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, among other things, though, because I kind of reported on the fact that, you know, we've got various actors coming back to reprise roles that they started out with, whether it be Harrison Ford in Blade Runner, which, by the way, I watched the first one the other night. Wasn't that bad. I expected more from the end, though. I was like, really? I'm like, this is the end? And I was like, okay. So I guess we'll see how the new one picks up when that's out. But Bruce Willis they finally come out with more information of the John McClane 1970s and present day year one movie that's been in production nightmare for the last 2 years.
Just call it Die Hard 6.
So yeah, with Die Hard Year One, as it's being dubbed on Twitter, it's being done by the co-creator of the Underworld franchise and director of Die Hard 4.0.
Do we really need a Die Hard, like you were saying earlier, do we really need a Year One Harrison Ford or Han Solo thing? Do we really need a Die Hard Year One? I mean, essentially, Die Hard, the original one, was Die Hard Year. It was our first introduction to him. I mean, come on. Like, we really need to see a young John McClane played by, Jai Courtney or whoever the hell.
It's supposed to be his son from the last movie, but what's funny? They're like, oh, we have to cast this guy right and have him look like John McClane young. They kind of already did that movie. Do you remember a few years ago they had... it was a movie where Bruce Willis was essentially a bounty hunter of himself from the future, that had to go back to the past and basically, I'm trying to look up the name of the movie right now. I wish I would have thought of this earlier, but he did. Oh man, because I know he's doing a reboot of Death Wish right now, but which is
Charles Bronson.
Yeah, he's doing literally a reboot of that. He's playing.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
Guy's too old.
Yeah, so he was in Looper.
Yes.
Playing, you know, they had him, and then they had Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who had a prosthetic on him to make him look like a younger Bruce Willis, which was actually pretty believable.
Mm-hmm.
So they've kind of already done that movie, if you really want to consider things.
Yes.
So this isn't really. I mean, I'm all for a good Die Hard movie, but I think that they should have done like the Olympus Has Fallen and just made those Die Hard movies.
Yeah.
With John McClane.
Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down should have been Die Hard 5 and 6.
Not White House Down. It's the same thing. It's like a crappy version of Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that aside. I don't know if you've been following some of my other antics as far as tech, but this is my subtle transition here. But
it's not subtle if you have to say it's subtle.
It's as subtle as a ton of bricks falling down on a man waiting on the sidewalk. Splat. So Windows 10 is coming out with this fall creators update, and I've been very vocal on Twitter about my distaste for Microsoft trying to commandeer the Windows Update program.
Yes.
So what do you think's been continuously happening since that?
I don't know. Microsoft keeps screwing stuff up. Like
Microsoft
always.
keeps sending Windows updates to my computer, somehow getting through and trying to update my Windows. It's failing. It tries. It fails every time. I've had to look up like every resource on the internet just to prevent and kill Windows updates so that it doesn't do this to me. Because they're trying to push this fall creators update, and I'm like 3 versions of Windows 10 outdated by now. Because I don't want them keeping control and deciding when it's okay to reboot and install updates. No, I get to choose, thank you. But they're releasing this fall creators update on October 17th. With a bunch of new features and you know the ability to disable telemetry and data collection and updates to privacy and things that have been an issue since Windows 10 came out. And they've come out with like this privacy dashboard tool as well that you can kind of go through. But I've had fun disabling a lot of Windows 10, and it keeps trying. It's not working, but it's trying. I think they're getting more desperate to get everybody on the same version. So, yeah, it's a little interesting there. And then Google is coming out with their AirPods, which is supposed to be their competition from Apple. But they're supposed to be like universal translators.
Oh, gosh.
And it actually works. I guess they used it on stage for a demo. But the catch is you have to have the Google Pixel 2 XL. The new Pixel phone from Google to use it.
Oh, my God.
So it's supposed to have a live language translation feature. So it can translate from English to Swedish without a hitch, and it's about 1 to 2 seconds after the people finish their sentences, it translates. Which is insane when you think about it, because Star Trek had the universal translator, and it was like this thing that looked like a Men in Black pen of wipe your memory thing, and so like this is just, you wear the earbuds and the phone does the translation. Kind of like the picture translation of signs. When you're out of the country. So it's along the same lines, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, so since we're talking about this, I had to look into in-ear headphones I'm back in the smartphone lane, everybody. It's been about, when's the last time I had an iPhone? 3GS, maybe? So that was 2008, 2009. So that's been about 9 years or so. But I have the Samsung Galaxy S7, and I was looking into headphones for it, Bluetooth stuff for it, for when I'm out walking the, path that I walk and whatever else, and found a pair on Amazon for about, I don't know, $9, which isn't bad. But no, I mean, people are like, how do you live without a smartphone? It's pretty easy. I'm at my computer all the time. It's not like I needed to go anywhere. So, but I'm actually gotten to play Angry Birds Transformers now, so that was kind of cool. And Super Mario Run, that's probably the funnest game on here so far at this point. Of course, the standard Angry Birds stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's weird being in the smartphone lane again. I don't know. We mentioned earlier about the iPhone 8 and the iPhone X and all that, and how the iPhone X is $1,000 for the base thing, and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, really, it's not that off key too much, because most phones nowadays are exactly that pricing to get them if you're not under a contract. Well, they don't even do contracts, so forgive me for that, but
yeah,
I find it ridiculous that we're dealing with this age where you either pay full price or you pay a monthly subscription fee to have your phone. Mm-hmm. Like I don't understand it. I don't like it.
Yeah. And then there are the people that will pay like the full price of the phone just to have the phone without having to do the plan thing. Like $650 or $750 or $850 just to automatically own the phone. And I'm like, oh my god. It's so crazy. So crazy. But no, I like the S7. It's a nice little phone. My fiance Karen has the same thing as I do, and we found this case called the Snug, where it's a black, blue, or red, or goldish brown leather kind of case, and it actually has like it's almost like a wallet. You don't even need your wallet anymore because you can put all your major cards and ID and everything else in this one side of it and fold it up, and it's got a magnet lock on it and all of that. So very, very, very cool. And it pretty much, once you fold it up to the point of not having the screen, not being able to touch the actual screen, it looks like a wallet. It's a phone, but it's a wallet all in one. It's awesome. So yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So, do we want to take a quick break and then go into the superhero content? Sounds good. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. For you, the listeners of Altered Geek, Loot Crate is offering an opportunity to save 10% off on any new subscription at lootcrate.com. Try lootcrate.com/alteredgeek to save 10% on any new subscription and enter promo code BRIDGE10 for 10% savings. Alrighty, and we're back. So, probably make this brief, just for time purposes this week. Are you excited for the CW crossover event?
I haven't even heard what the next one's going to be.
You haven't?
Actually. Oh,
okay. Well, it's going
to
be
the shows are coming back, but I did not know exactly.
Well, let me catch you up. It's going to be Crisis on Earth 10.
Oh Lord!
And so the evil doppelgangers of the Arrowverse people will be coming from Earth 10, where the Nazis won World War II.
Oh boy!
And they're going to crash Barry and Iris's wedding.
Oh Lord!
And so the heroes of Earth 10 will be the Freedom Fighters, the Ray, an animated series, set on Earth 10 and starring the Ray. Will be another show that's there, but they're going to have various of those Freedom Fighters and then various villains that are basically polar opposite of the like Flash, Green Arrow, Black Canary, Supergirl. And various other characters. So they have this comic mock-up of the whole thing that's online. And it's going to be November 27th and 28th on the CW. So it's gonna air. Arrow will air on a special night Monday at 8 Central, following Supergirl, while the other DC shows will remain in their regularly scheduled.
So it'll be Supergirl and Arrow on Monday, and then Flash and Legends on Tuesday.
Yeah, so it'll be a 4-part crossover, actual 4-part crossover between all 4. So
yeah, it's kind of like Invasion was a 4-part crossover. So speaking of superhero news, when are you releasing this episode?
tomorrow.
So 4 days from the 6th of October, October 10th, La La Land Records will save you and scare you. October 10th, 2017, La La Land Records is releasing The Flash Season 3, DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, Arrow Season 5, and Supergirl Season 2 scores, all done by Blake Neely, as well as Friday the 13th, Parts 2 and 3, 2-CD set. But, you know, here's the thing, Flash, Legends, Arrow, Supergirl soundtracks, yes, cannot wait to hear all that stuff. Especially Legends Season 2. I'm so stoked to hear that music, because I hope that they throw in the fight from like the very first episode. There was this music cue, the very first episode, that was just such a good battle theme, and I hope that's in there. So yeah, superhero stuff. I am so ready for the superhero shows to be back. Like I mentioned earlier, have not watched Law and Order featuring Batman at all. Don't even really care about Gotham anymore. But no,
it's gonna get good. In 2 weeks we're getting Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, he was born on a Monday.
Well, you know who it is, right?
No.
Did you watch the end of season 3?
Yes.
It's Butch. They found out his name is Solomon Grundy.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
now.
so, because he's dead, yeah. And then they've got a couple other twists in the initial return. Did you know Carl Lumbly is going to be playing Martian Manhunter's dad?
What?
In Supergirl? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, the actual John Jones?
Yes, I know who he is. He's John Jones from Justice League. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be...
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's going to be coming to Earth.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's going to be awesome. I was pretty stoked to hear that. Among other things, like Danny Trejo is going to be called Breacher on The Flash, one of the villains, which is kind of funny that you've got this guy that's pretty good at playing villains in movies coming to TV.
Yep.
And then...
one of his biggest roles came 20 years ago this year. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was. He was Johnny 23 in Con Air.
Nice. And then Tom Welling apparently wants to appear on The Flash as Clark Kent. Like as
you already have a Clark Kent.
No, but Clark Kent is on the other Earth.
Oh, okay.
So he wants to be this universe's, the Arrowverse's Clark Kent.
You know what I'm going to say to you, Tom Welling? Suit up or shut up. That's all I'm going to say.
He wants to. I guess it's just getting them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to join up with the show where he actually gets to wear the suit and be this universe's Superman.
That could be cool.
So... that would actually be kind of cool to actually tie Smallville into this. However, it would kind of create continuity issues with what came before.
No, see, like Smallville is its own thing.
But if they just had him playing the character and it's still separate from Smallville, then it
yeah,
still
exactly.
Work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's like you were saying, it's supposed to be this Earth's Earth 1 or whatever the Flash Arrow Earth is. I don't know. It's supposed to be their Clark Kent Superman, but it still could be the actor that portrayed him in another series without it having to tie the two series together.
But he said that I'm willing to go to the Flash, and I have a few ideas on how it can happen if the network asks me. In fact, I think I can make it happen. I guess he's going to approach them, so I think that would be kind of cool to have him join up with the Arrowverse. The only gripe I would have is if they do that, we need a stinking Batman on television.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
The only problem is it'll never happen because of Gotham. That's the only problem.
You never know. They could technically breach into Gotham, too, and pull that Batman. I wouldn't like it, but they could do that.
No, I don't want them to do that.
But he was already hinted at in Supergirl's world.
Yeah, he was.
And he was already been hinted at in the Arrowverse, too, so...
I mean, the whole of Season 3 was Batman of Arrow.
Yeah,
so.
I would rather they actually had Batman come in there and tell Arrow, like, hey, this is how it's actually done.
You know what would be really funny? So they get Tom Welling to be Earth 1 Superman Clark Kent. You've got Amel as Earth 1 Arrow Oliver Queen. Have the Earth 2 doppelganger of Arrow be Justin Hartley. Because he was Arrow in Smallville.
That would be funny, actually, for Earth 10.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, that would actually be kind of cool.
I'm actually going back through the Flash right now.
The new Flash suit actually looks awesome for Season 4, by the way.
Yeah, I'm actually going back through it, and I'm in like the middle of Season 2 at this point, so I forgot about a lot of the moments that happened in Season 1 and Season 2.
I just dropped this to you, and you'll have to watch this after we conclude, but
okay.
The CW released a ad to promote the Arrowverse shows with a big belly burger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually pretty humorous, the way they cut it all up using parts from the show.
Yeah. Did you see the, where is it? This is a while ago. They're like $11.99 each. But there was a Big Belly Burger glass that was released a while ago. I don't remember exactly where it is. I would have to search for it and let you know after the show, because I'm not seeing it here in my favorites right off the bat. But yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, I'll have to watch that promo after we finish.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the pertinent news I had for the week. There's always a lot going on in superhero land, which eventually I'll move all of this superhero talk to another show and kind of just more so go purely topical. I do have some topical stuff that I have down. I figured this would be a good refresher and return to the fold of Altered Geek for you.
Absolutely.
So, what have you got going on, sir, before we close it off?
So much.
Layman's terms, then.
Let's see. Ring thing, wedding dress, tux.
Flying a Megatron.
You know what's funny? We've looked at several purple tuxes, and I've almost got her to agree. Yeah, so moving here to Chicago, Illinois, all that going on and everything else, and just getting settled into a new city and all of that, and several friends of ours, specifically one Canadian jerk-off, has I'm surprised there's not violence every day in your city or this or your American cities, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, there's not. There is violence every day, but we're not exploding with it. The area of Chicago that I live in now, it's a very safe, very family-friendly neighborhood. I live on the north side, so north side rules, south side can whatever. It's one of those things where it's just, life is happening and it's changing and just got to get used to it.
So life moves pretty fast if you don't stop to look around in a while?
Yes, thank you, Ferris. The sad thing is, it's good, but I won't have my actual big desk for a little while until we get a different place, because lugging that thing up the flights of stairs, no. So, but yeah, that's what's going on with me. I'm kind of trying to find a balance between life and podcasting now and all that. And
a balance in the force?
Yes. Thank you.
I'm just full of puns. I'll be here all week.
Try the veal. No, don't, really.
So.
Yes.
So, all right. It was great having you back on the episodes. I'm still going to be doing some rotation with various hosts. I have some other ideas as far as content. I have some topics that are planned. I just have to get the right people for these certain topics, or the right sized panels.
That's what she said.
All right. So until next time, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks.
Hello, everyone. This is JD from the In Session Film Podcast. Each week, we review
the latest from Hollywood, California.
Well, yes, Brendan. We also
give top 3 lists.
Okay, yeah. Thanks again, Brendan. Additionally, you can hear us
talk other movie news, trailers, varying movie series, or other interesting film-related topics, and even rants and raves of the week.
On top of our main show, every Friday,
you can also hear our extra film podcasts.
You can listen to the In Session Film Podcast on
iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or at InSessionFilm.com. Listen to the In Session Film Podcast every Monday and Friday. Subscribe today and hear me verbally beat JD like a Cherokee drum.
No. That's not how this works, sir.